Welcome back to Cryptopia, where we go over the wet and wild happening in NFT land. The Last of Us voice actor pissed off a lot of people with his recent NFT push. So before we get into this, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on your way in. And we're going to be going over a couple articles here, just kind of briefly going over the feud between NFT game and gaming, and traditional gamers and gaming. One of the big things that has happened now, this feud has been brewing. Everybody kind of already hates the idea of microtransactions, and NFTs are sort of just an even crazier version of that. So the Last of Us voice actor, he's the voice actor for Joel Miller. I have not played the game myself, but it is a very popular game. And he made trouble for himself overnight when he announced to his supporters, or for his support for a new NFT venture around monetizing artists' voice. His tweet read, "You can hate or you can create, motherfuckers. What'll it be?" He didn't put the F word in there, but I'm throwing that in there because you know he wanted to. And it didn't take fans long to hate or create. Can you guess which one they did? Yes. So he said he was partnering with Voiceverse NFT to explore ways where together we might bring new tools to a new creators to make new things and allow everyone a chance to own and invest in the IP they create. Baker, who voiced dozens of voice characters from Final Fantasy to Fortnite, wrote that we all have a story to tell. Now, people were less than happy with this. Essentially, what he's planning to do is he's partnered up with this Voiceverse NFT place where you'd go on. Anybody could go on, but your typical celebrity and well-known voice actors would go on there, record a little something, and then you could buy that NFT, and then you could use that voice in the metaverse, right? You'd own Joel Miller's voice, and you could, as whatever character, I guess. Sorry, his name is Troy Baker, but you'd own Joel Miller's voice, for example, the character, and you could be him and only you in the metaverse, unless somebody else can make the voice, but whatever. But yeah, that's the idea, right? And you purchase it, so you own it, and that's the way it goes. And if it trades hands, the artist gets a kickback, etc., etc. I don't think this one is that bad. A lot of people got pissed off. I think it's because of what he said. It was the whole you can hate or you can create. What'll it be? He even says it later on that sounds a little antagonizing, and will rub people the wrong way, and it definitely did. A little bit further down here, this is not about hate. NFTs are unethical. I mean, that's a whole nother thing that I'm not even going to go into. I'm partnering with the unfollow button. You can hate or you can create. Oh no, you can simply choose not to add your value into an embarrassing, backward ass garbage technology that exists only to suck money from the pockets of ignorant fools. There is a lot of use for NFTs outside of just peddling money. A lot of people is what it's about right now. That's the whole crypto market, is a lot about money grabbing, is a lot of shilling. You know what I mean? You can argue that my channel is even part of that problem. I personally like NFTs and I just like talking about them. I like the crypto industry as a whole, but it doesn't really matter. People's perceptions are very skewed right now because of all the problems, scams, and shilling that's going on. There's a lot more of those mixed into the sudden rises of millionaires overnight, right? So I don't think this one's that bad. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this particular issue. I think this is a good idea. I think the NFT voiceover thing is kind of just cool. You know what I mean? You can play your favorite anime character if it's on there, for example, right? Though that would be some cool stuff. I think people would like to be able to have. You can also give it away for free, but why not? If an artist can make their own money directly to them, or other avenues of revenue to support and continue doing their art, why not? So moving on, we're gonna go into this one. This one I definitely think is a little bit more money grubbing than anything. So it says crypto enthusiasts meet their match, angry gamers. So essentially, I won't go too deep into this one. We have this gentleman, Christian Lance. He's an 18-year-old who is playing the first-person shooter game called Stalker, and it is a post-apocalyptic game that takes place in Ukraine that became a cult hit for its immersive role playing. So tons of people were into this, and then all of a sudden, the company GSC said that they would be incorporating the crypto-based asset known as NFTs into their game, where you could buy items like clothing or sell items like clothing as well. I guess guns. I'm not too sure about the game itself, but you could sell and buy things like clothing. I'm assuming guns, armor, etc. And people were not happy about this. There's like a whole Twitter frenzy about this. I think they got into Discord about this. Side note, I think Discord also had their own NFT initiative that they were pushing, which also faced a lot of backlash. Of course, a lot of people don't. Again, going back to the microtransactions, a lot of people hate that. So when stuff like this is coming out, you're sort of just seeing that again, and you're not really seeing how it adds to the game in any particular way, outside of just making money. Especially when you had stuff like Ubisoft. Um, I didn't see anything overly impressive with what was going on in that. I don't see what you were even providing wasn't even like a cool, dagger that you can only get. And especially if they're expensive, it's even worse. So this one to me definitely seems like that. This Ukrainian game, they talk about it later on. Yeah, they're sort of just taking advantage of their fan base because it's a hugely popular game, and they see how tons of money can be made using NFTs. So they're like, why not shoehorn NFTs into the mix? Another one that I did talk about in a previous video was, it wasn't necessarily Kingdom Hearts, it was Square Enix, and how they are, when they started talking about incorporating. Oh, the cops are looking for me again. 1 second. All right, turns out that was actually a fire truck. We got a snowstorm going on here, and we got a fire truck stuck outside. Maybe I'll try and throw it up on screen. Anyways, back to the Square Enix thing. A lot of people didn't like this, and they walked it back, saying that they weren't gonna do this anymore, or at least they weren't going to do it in a way that was unethical. They wanted to do it in a way that was game enhancing, which was exactly the problem that people are having with the above previous mentioned game, the Stalker one. So, at least they're trying to make it better so everybody benefits from it, and not just themselves for getting money and milking more money out of their fan base, which nobody should be doing or likes to do. I think this one, the Stalker game, definitely is 100% just a money grab. And the best thing people can do in situations like this arise, it's literally just to like walk away, just walk out, which kind of sucks because especially if it's a game that you really like and you're really attached to, and you've become very, very good at, walking away from it is the right thing to do, but it's also kind of shitty. But the only thing, if money is the incentive as to why they're doing something, when you take away that money, they will make different choices in life. Lastly, this one's just a shitty people doing shitty things. Gaming YouTubers have had their likeness stolen and sold as NFTs. This has sort of been happening since the beginning of NFTs. I'm not going to go too much into the article. It's essentially talking about a couple gamers specifically. How do you say this guy's name? Katakaris, I think Katakaris and James Stephanie Sterling. So these guys are the ones that they kind of highlight here, but there's a ton of other YouTubers, gaming YouTubers that are being turned into NFTs against their wishes, and posted on OpenSea. And OpenSea has taken down, like I guess these guys's, but or not even, they took down I think one person's, but there's a whole lot of other creators out there who have their likeness taken. Um, this is the kind of stuff that really should, and I think it's up to the community to also talk about this stuff. Like especially if this is happening, it's kind of like raise. I don't want to say the word kerfuffle. Raise a fuss about it. I'm about to say the word kerfuffle. Raise just express your distaste in like these kinds of things happening. One, don't buy these unless they are something that, if it's the creator's likeness, is it coming from the creator himself? Is he the one talking about it? And you want to do it because, hey, this is a creator I like, I don't mind paying the money for this it's not something that I'm expecting a super crazy resale value on. I'm just getting this to one, support a creator I like, and two, to have a piece of a creator I like. Like I've got some, not what I'm wearing right now, but I've got some merch from creators, help support them, and I thought the merch was cool. So I definitely think that that's one thing to do, and another thing would be creators in the space, people who are in the space, to sort of like speak up against these sort of things. Just be like, hey, OpenSea, like here's a guy's likeness who's not something that he wants, to be sold like this. Can we do something about this, or stop this, or do better verification ways? I know that's extremely hard, and I'm sure everything's so new and has just started, so we won't really know the full extent until later when things get a little bit better. This is the Wild West beginning of NFT land. YouTube was much the same. Facebook videos used to steal tons and tons of crap from other YouTube creators and post it on there, get the views. Not Facebook themselves, but people would take it from YouTube and then upload as if they were the person, and then Facebook would pay them, and Facebook didn't really care. But it really helps. It really kind of messes up everything, right? And then there's no trust, and then it's harder to grow and harder to be accepted. And I think NFTs have a huge uh, place in the future. I think that's inevitable, but this is just making it harder and distrustful on all ends. Anyways, guys, I just want to talk about that just because this is, well, one, this is gonna keep happening for a good long time. And I just want to bring more of the awareness of this. It's like, hey, if you're seeing this kind of stuff, if you have NFTs of that are the likeness of people that have not expressly shared it themselves, get rid of them. Don't support that kind of stuff, and report it when you see it, because that's the only way we can really, if we all work together, we can fix that. That sounds like some fairy hand holding nonsense, but with friendship we can win. But seriously, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.